Hey guys, today we're going to be drawing a treasure map. So here we go. We need a pencil and a piece of paper. Today I'm also going to be drawing with a Sharpie just so you can see my lines really well. You're going to draw the whole thing in pencil and then go over it with a Sharpie. Alright, so first thing we need to do is write our name and our class code. And then flip your paper over. Alright, so now we've got our paper ready to go. First things first is we need to draw two arching lines in the corners at the top of our paper. 1, 2. Try to make them as even as you can, but you can tell that one's a little smaller than that one. That's okay. Alright, so now that I've done that, I'm going to bring my lines to come all the way down my paper almost to the bottom. I'm going to put my hand from the bottom of my paper up. So I'm going to line up maybe my thumb with the bottom of my paper. I don't want to go further than my hand. We need that space. So I'm going to draw my lines coming down. I'm going to stop before I get to my hand. Alright, same thing over here. Alright, so now I've got my lines. They're about the same length, and now we're going to draw the same arch on the bottom. Okay, so these are the sides of my treasure map that have been a little bit rolled up. So now you'll see we'll draw the top line of our treasure map and then the bottom line of our treasure map. You can make this line really wiggly and bumpy to show that the map has been torn or is really old. Alright, here we go. I'm going to start not at the arch, but just below it. Okay, so there's that top line, and then I'll draw the bottom one. And from the bottom one, we're going to go from this outside corner to this outside corner. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, all the way over, and connect it back over here. This might be a line you want to sketch first, lightly with your pencil, and then come back later and see if you want to change it at all. Alright, so connects here at the top, connects out here at the bottom. Now we need to make the curvy part so it shows that our map is rolled up underneath itself. So to do that, I'm going to draw a line from the middle of my arch down, not too far, just a little bit, and then from this corner I'm going to draw a line that comes down, around, back up, and then connects to that point there. Here we go. Alright, so now it looks like the paper is folded over itself and is curled in like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, a little line, but instead of going from our outside corner, we're going to go from our inside corner. So just like this one, inside corner, inside corner. Here we go. There you go. All right. So we've got our rolled up paper underneath, and we're ready to draw the land on the inside of our map. Okay. So I'm going to draw an island that is surrounded by water, because it's an island, and it's going to have a lake and some other little islands around it. So here we go. When you draw your island, start to think about what shape you want it to be. Do you want it to be really big and take up most of the paper, or do you want it to be small and have a lot of different little islands? Try to think about where you want your island to be and where you want it to, what you want it to look like. All right, let's see. Again, wiggly line. Okay, so you want it to come back around and connect on itself. Mine really looks like a big blob, lots of little things sticking out. I like this section here. I'm going to make a couple more islands that come off like that. like that. And then maybe I'll make one more right here, one more little island. Okay. All right, so I've got everything, all the land drawn. So now I want to add some little lines around the shoreline, so where the land touches the water, to show that this is the water and this is the land. Otherwise, people might be like, what is that big splotch in the middle of this map? Doesn't make any sense. So your lines can be very small, like waves, or they can be little dots. I'll show you the difference. So up here I'll do the lines, and they're just really small little curved lines, kind of like a comma in a sentence. And it just shows the viewer that they're looking at water and the shore and not at a coffee stain or something on the map. All right, once you've got all those done, you can do little dots if you want to. And if you put the dots really close together, it has the same effect. Okay. So I've got the dots. I'm going to go around this whole thing doing my little waves. You should too. All right. Also, if you guys want to add a couple watermarks, like little longer waves, it's just a bunch of curved lines linked together at the corners. Some up here. Okay. All right. So now the viewer clearly sees this is water, this is land. All right, you can also decide if you want to add some more details to the inside of your map. I'm going to get a smaller Sharpie so I can add more details on the inside. So hang on just 1 minute. All right, I've got a normal size Sharpie and then a skinny one. So let's add some mountains. I think over here in the center part is going to be some mountains. My mountains can look round or they can look pointy. I'm going to do a little bit of both. So I'm going to do some pointy mountains. They don't have to be very realistic because a map is just something that's showing you where things are located. So I've got my mountains there. I wanted to add a lake too. I'm going to grab my big Sharpie. I'm going to make a lake right here. All right. So to show the viewer that that is water as well, I'm going to add a couple little tiny watermarks so that person knows that there's water there. Maybe you want to have a river. Maybe the lake flows out this way. And there's some little side rivers coming off of it. That would be good to know in case you're lost, so then you can go get some water. All right. What else can we add? You could add a desert. That would be pretty cool. I think maybe my desert will be over here. I like to do little dots for a desert. You could also do some palm trees to make it tropical. I like to make my palm trees kind of like a curvy squares stacked on top of each other. So I'll show you. I make that shape. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a pointy U shape, and then I stack them on top of each other like a triangle, but you don't connect the top. And then from there you can draw some coconuts and then your leaf of your palm tree comes out in a big long curvy line, and then a couple little upside down wave lines. Something like that. Cool. All right. I think I am pretty happy about the land parts and the water parts of my map. Now I want to add where, well, what's in the water, and then where you can go, where the treasure is located on your treasure map. I'm going to start with the water first. I think I want to make a really big ship, like a pirate ship. So I'm going to make a big curvy line here and then have it come down like that. Very similar to my palm tree shape. So this will be the top of the boat, that'll be the back of the boat. And we need a couple masts, the things that hold up the sail. And then I'll make the waves. Alright, so that's my ship. Something like that, maybe? You can also make the line come back around. Cool. You can also make it look like there's a shark in the water, like do a little fin over here. So it's like a sloping triangle, and show that these are infested waters over here. Maybe I want to draw a skull and crossbones here. Kind of draw an oval for the nose, and you can draw X's for eyes, or you can just draw ovals. I'm going to add something to the bottom of the nose there. And ooh, so that's dangerous. Don't want to go over there. Alright guys, I think this is looking pretty good. You could also draw like a mermaid, you could draw starfish, maybe some dangerous rocks. You have to be careful of those if you're sailing. Alright, so I'm going to now do my trail, which way to go. So maybe since the ship is over here, we'll start here. I'm going to draw a really fancy X. You can also switch colors for this too, guys. You don't have to do black for the whole thing. Alright, so there's our starting point. I'm going to draw a couple lines. So we have to go through the mountains. Past the desert. Where should the treasure be? I think the treasure will be here. Alright, so maybe we've come to the water and we want to go around like that. Ooh, that's cool. So then we crisscross. Alright, so to draw a treasure chest I should say, I like to draw it like this. Here we go. So I'm going to draw a straight line right here that's kind of angled. So that'll be the top opening of my treasure box. And then I'm going to draw a triangle right here coming from the side. So it's the side of my treasure box. Another line that's the same, and I want to start to make it into a box. So this corner comes down straight, this comes down straight, that comes down a little bit, so we can connect those lines, and then that one like that. This corner, this line comes back, and then we'll have this corner here we started with come up and around. This one comes up and over to meet that corner part. So that's our treasure chest. You can draw a little lock and key. If I'm going too fast, you guys, we can definitely pause the video and we can do it on the whiteboards and practice a little bit, no worries. Alright, so this is where we want. I'm going to make a bunch of lines around it so we all know that's the most important thing. Obviously, is the treasure. Alright, so we started over here. We had to go through the mountains. We went around this way, almost through the desert, to the lake, back around. Then we got to the treasure. I'm seeing some empty spots, so I'm going to try to think of some things to put there. You could put little village huts, like, let's see. So if you make a triangle, but then the bottom part is a little bit rounded, you could make a little hut like that. Maybe these are the native people who live here. You gotta be careful of them. Maybe there's some tall grass here. These grass lines are really easy to make. You just put your pen down and then you push a little bit and swipe very lightly with your pen. So you go from pushing to very lightly, not really pushing at all. Yeah, alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, guys. Good luck with your pirate-themed treasure map. I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and I think they're going to turn out really awesome. Next time I see you, we'll give them some color. Alright, bye-bye.